Welcome back to AM Northwest. You know our next guest from her roles in numerous shows and films, including Supernatural and Eureka, as well as her work in web series such as The Guild and Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. She's also a New York Times best-selling author whose newest book, The Lost Daughter of Sparta, puts a feminist reframing on Greek mythology. We welcome actress, producer, podcaster, streamer, and author Felicia Day. How you doing? Did you like that intro?
That was absolutely beautiful. Maybe too many hyphens, but that's my fault.
Okay, I have to ask you this: is weirdness your superpower?
You know, I think my superpower is being myself, regardless of other people's judgment. And I do happen to be a little bit off or a little bit different from other people. But again, I do think that that's my superpower. None of the hyphens that you named would be on my resume if I didn't, if I wasn't happy with walking my own path.
Right.
And I think everybody should be that.
Yeah. You're living your passion. I love it. Okay, what inspired The Lost Daughter of Sparta?
This is a graphic novel based on a fragment of ancient Greek writing that I stumbled upon when I had insomnia after I had a child. I don't know if you know this, but children don't like to sleep when they're born. And I did, you know, she kind of broke my brain. She woke up every 2 hours for 2 years. So I love her, but boy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was challenging.
Yeah.
So I had to read things that were interesting to me, but not too stimulating and interesting. And I just stumbled upon going back to the Greek mythology I loved as a kid. And when I deep dive big because I'm very nerdy and geeky. And I was looking, you know, I was reading the Odyssey, and I think I just went down a Wikipedia rabbit hole, and I found one line.
Sorry, I just have to interrupt because I was telling you before we went on that our producer Leslie is a huge fan. You just described producer Leslie. So continue on. Sorry, you just described her. Yeah, you did. Oh my goodness, you did. Okay, keep going. Sorry, Felicia.
I want to meet her.
Yeah,
she seems like a soul sister.
Yeah.
So I just went down this rabbit hole, and I found one line about this character, Philonoe, who's the youngest little sister of Helen of Troy, who's quite famous, right?
Right.
But I'd never heard about this one character.
Yeah.
And I searched about her everywhere else. There's no other information on record that we have that survived about this character. And yet it was such a provocative, interesting thing that they said about her. I was like, why is there not a story about this woman, this girl? And so I decided to write a story for her, a hero's journey, like Hercules or Theseus or Jason.
Well, and you make her a hero. You make her, she is a feminist, and that's a great aspect to it.
Yeah, I mean, she's a female character, which no other major female character had their own hero's journey in history, but there were a lot of women in her, you know, Heracles and Theseus. I mean, Theseus, Ariadne, he would still be in the Minotaur's maze if not for her. And then he dumped her on an island and left her. Not the best guy, okay?
No.
And Jason, Medea, same thing. He was saved by her. Then he was like, I need to marry another lady. And she, you know, she made some decisions that weren't great. But anyway, yes, I wanted to be able to tell a story, a hero's journey for a girl. And her journey is unique. She doesn't kill things to get where she needs to be, but she encounters monsters of a sort. But those monsters do represent things that oppress women, but also everybody. You know, it is a very feminist tale, but I want everybody who reads it to take away the thought that the world may want to use you for things that aren't organic to who you are, or appreciate you for who you are, just for how they can use you. And you deserve to be loved, and you deserve to exist as you wish in the world, and be supported by it and be a part of society. So it's kind of a liberation of self, which is, as you said at the beginning of the interview, part of a lot of my journey.
Yeah, you put a lot of yourself into the book.
I did. I was a homeschool kid, and when I emerged into the world of Hollywood after college, I was very surprised about the way I was treated, the respect I was given.
How were you treated?
I mean, as a woman is, especially in especially in an industry where your outsides are pretty much the thing that you're trying to sell, right? And so, you know, being sold short, being asked to meetings without actually them wanting to meet me just because I was pretty or they wanted something from me. I mean, I think every woman encounters that. I'm sorry to say that.
Yep.
They do. So this is kind of a cautionary tale, but also it opens people's eyes to like what society tells you you need to be for society's uses, right? And that's not necessarily what you need as a person. And
Right.
you don't have to go along with that. That's really her journey. She is desperate to please people until she realizes that she's pleasing people who don't even appreciate her.
Right.
So I hope that is the universal story in this graphic novel.
Why a graphic novel?
Well, I was kind of writing a story for my daughter. She loves graphic novels,
Oh,
and I do
great.
too. I love comics. I have very nerdy fans as well, just like me. And I thought maybe the format of comics would translate really well to the people who like my work. But also, I wanted the story to be very simple.
Yeah.
Because the story of Hercules is very simple. These stories that we tell, with especially that came out of an oral tradition, they're meant for all ages,
Sure.
right? They're meant for everyone. And so I thought graphic novels would force me to pare the story down to simple but complicated underneath. And I'm really proud of the work that I did with the writing, but also my illustrator, Ro McCall, is just brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Do you see a sequel or another myth that you're taking and putting the
I
feminist
love
spin on
all
it?
mythology.
Yeah.
I can't rule out doing another one. We'll see how this one does. I personally am working on a sequel. Well, I'm actually going to be kickstarting The Guild, the web series that I'm
Oh,
very well known for, this summer to make a reunion movie because it'll be 20 years next year and I want a movie to be out next year. So that's my focus for the rest of the year. And then we'll see. I'm doing a sequel to my autobiography too. So
oh,
I will get
great.
that done and then something else. Yes, I'm
Oh,
very excited about those things.
that's awesome. Felicia, what do you love about Portland? Because we know you come here for Comic-Con. We know you come here quite a bit. Tell me what you love about it, besides the
I
people who
love
are huge fans.
You know, I think that Portland is a city after my own heart. I went to UT Austin, and Austin used to be super weird and very eclectic. And I think it's lost a lot of that. I think Portland captured that now, and it captures my heart. It's the only other place in the country I would want to live besides LA.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so you're appearing tonight at Powell's Books at Cedar Hills Crossing in Beaverton. We're going to put all the information for everyone on our website at k2.com. The book again is titled The Lost Daughter of Sparta. Felicia Day, thank you so much. Great talking with you.
Thank you. You're wonderful to talk to.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.